You're watching NewsView. And now, from Champaign-Urbana, Illinois, it's NewsView.
Hello, I'm Michael Badger, and you're tuned to NewsView. This is April 5th, 2013. I'm Michael Badger. March was colder and snowier than average across Illinois, according to the Associated Press. And according to the commercial news at commercial-news.com, Danville seeks Tree City status from the National Arbor Day Foundation, according to Jennifer Bailey of the Commercial News. Danville is looking to become a Tree City, USA. With a newly formed tree committee in place, the city is on its way for the designation. Committee members are encouraging groups and individuals to plant and or sponsor trees, with Arbor Day coming up at the end of the month. Quote, "We have a goal that we would like to become a Tree City, USA," unquote, said Steve Lane, Special Services Supervisor with the city. Lane said Danville is one of only a few cities of similar size to not have the designation. Quote, "Once a city achieves Tree City status, it opens a lot of doors for grant monies to purchase trees," unquote, Lane said. One of the requirements is to have a tree committee. The committee consists of Lane, Keep Vermilion County Beautiful's Lynn Wolgamott, Holiday Hills resident David Crawley, Ward 5 Alderman Mike Purr, Terry Light with Barry's Garden Center, Vivian Stokes with the Danville Garden Club, and Rabbitown resident Bill Hagler. The committee is receiving some training and guidance about getting started. Lane said the group's mission is mostly to promote trees and planting. He said when he applies for grants for trees, the Tree City designation is a factor. Quote, "It gives you a lot of credibility," unquote, he said. Seidel, Champaign, and Urbana are tree cities, Lane said. Another benefit of having a tree committee is that it will serve as an advisory committee to look at areas of the city that need to be focused on tree plantings, Lane said. The Tree City USA program is a national program that provides a framework for community forestry management for cities and towns across America, according to the Arbor Day Foundation's website. Communities achieve Tree City USA status by meeting 4 core standards of sound urban forestry management: maintaining a tree board or department, having a community tree ordinance, spending at least $2 per capita on urban forestry, and celebrating Arbor Day. Lane said the city has been having Arbor Day tree plantings. Now it has a tree committee. The city has been using city resources for trees, tree care and tree removals as needed, and an ordinance is being worked on. Quote, "Right now we have things in our ordinance that pertain to trees and tree care, but it's scattered in city codes," Lane said. Quote, unquote, "They need to be pulled together." Participating communities have demonstrated a commitment to caring for and managing for their trees. Together, more than 3,400 Tree City USA communities serve as home to more than 135 million Americans, according to the Arbor Day Foundation. The Arbor Day Foundation is a nonprofit conservation and education organization of nearly 1 million members with a mission to inspire people to plant, celebrate, and nurture trees. The city already has had a Leaf Legacy program where people can sponsor a tree. Quote, "It's still a very popular program," Lane said. More than 100 Leaf Legacy trees have been planted since the program's inception several years ago. Most of the trees are in city parks, but they are also available on all city property and right-of-ways. Individuals, businesses, and civic organizations have sponsored trees in honor of anniversaries, births, memorials, and gifts. Annual city tree plantings also occur around Arbor Day, the last Friday in April. But Lane said the committee wants to do more and get more groups involved. The committee wants to change the perception of Arbor Day, and most residents not giving the day much thought, and will return to a day when the trees are planted in Danville. This year, the Danville Tree Committee is encouraging everyone to celebrate Arbor Day by planting a tree. So far, the Tree Committee is partnering with the City of Danville, Danville Garden Club, Douglas Discovery Garden, Keep Vermilion County Beautiful, and Danville Area Community College's Horticultural Department to sponsor tree plantings. It also would like to reach out to local schools, neighborhood associations, civic groups, and businesses which might like to make a donation of a tree or help plant a tree during the week of Arbor Day. A committee volunteer will present a certificate of appreciation
When I found out
and
I
take
was
photos
pregnant,
at each
I thought I would
tree
lose my
planting.
job.
My
Pictures
boyfriend
will
told
be
me to choose
posted on the
between him
city's
and the baby.
website,
I was already struggling
and a
to care for
record of
one
Arbor
child,
Day plantings
so I had
will
an
be
abortion.
maintained.
I had trouble
Quote, "We are
conceiving
trying to
again.
get
I
several
tried to
groups
commit
involved and
suicide.
encourage
I
any
started to have
citizen to
nightmares.
do a
You
tree
see, abortion
planting
didn't solve our
in their own
problems.
yard."
It just created different ones.
That's why
Unquote,
we are
Lane
silent
said.
no more.
Lane
We
said
found help
Danville
at
has an
Hammond, and you
aging
can
tree
too. Call or
population.
go online
Each
today.
year, more trees are cut down than are being planted. Many trees have been weakened or lost due to severe drought the last 2 years, he added. "I have noticed that over the last couple of years our tree resources are really aging, and they have taken a beating the last 2 summers with the severe drought," quote-unquote, Lane said. In addition, an insect, the emerald ash borer, threatens the entire ash tree population in the Danville area. These are some of the reasons it's important to plant trees now. If more trees aren't planted, someday there could be few trees to line the city streets and shade city sidewalks, etc., Lane said. And they say, for your information, individuals or groups who would like to sponsor tree plantings for Arbor Day can contact Steve Lane with the City of Danville at 431-2273 or by email at slane@cityofdanville.org. And according to Washington Post at washingtonpost.com, the Washington Post's website, cancer clinics are turning away thousands of Medicare patients, and they blame the sequester. Cancer clinics across the country have begun turning away people with Medicare. And it says that they're blaming the budget cuts. Oncologists say the reduced funding, this just in, Roger Ebert has passed away and died of cancer at age 70. Uh, if you're looking for information on that, msn.com, I can look at msn.com right now. Roger Ebert, film critic and founder of the Roger Ebert Overlooked Film Festival in Champaign, Illinois, among other things, has died at age 70. They say here, according to the Associated Press, Roger Ebert, the most famous and most popular film reviewer of all time, or his time, who became the first TV journalist to win a Pulitzer Prize for movie criticism, and on his long-running TV program, wielded the nation's most influential thumb, and he died Thursday, according to the Chicago Sun-Times. He was 70 years of age. He'd been a film critic for the Chicago Sun-Times since 1967. And they say he was the son of a union electrician who worked at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign campus. Roger Joseph Ebert was born in Urbana on June 18, 1942. The love of journalism as well as of movies came early for Ebert, and he covered high school sports for a local paper at the age of 15, while also writing and editing his own science fiction fan magazine. And that happened yesterday when you're seeing this. But when we record NewsView, it just happened today. This is breaking news on NewsView. Welcome back to NewsView. We just left you with the news that Roger Ebert of Urbana, Illinois, the film critic who was living in Chicago and loves Steak and Shake and movies, has died at age 70 of cancer. Before that, I was starting to read a story about cancer clinics across the country, according to the Washington Post, have begun turning away thousands of Medicare patients, and they're blaming this on the sequester budget cuts. Quote, "If we treated the patients receiving the most expensive drugs, we'd be out of business in 6 months to a year," said Jeff Varsia, chief executive of North Shore Hematology Oncology Associates in New York. The drugs we're going to lose money on what we're not going to administer right now, unquote. After an emergency meeting Tuesday, Varsia's clinics decided that they would no longer see 1/3 of their 16,000 Medicare patients. "A lot of us are in disbelief that this is happening," he said. "It's a choice between seeing these patients and staying in business. Some who have been pushing the federal government to spend less on health care say this is not the right approach." And in other news, Walgreens is going to, or in the same, no, this is other news. Walgreens going to start having clinics for more serious ailments, for chronic illness. Walgreens being one of the largest pharmaceutical drugstore chains in the country. And this story doesn't want to... okay. Walgreens clinics are going to go beyond treating ankle sprains, says the Associated Press, and sinus infections to handling chronic diseases such as diabetes, asthma, and high blood pressure. The company based in Deerfield, Illinois, said Thursday that most of its 370 in-store take-care clinics will now diagnose, treat, and monitor patients with some of the chronic conditions that are typically handled by their workers. And according to the USA Today, at usatoday.com, Obama is seeking a reprise of Speaker Pelosi. President Obama wants to work with congressional Republicans and all that, but he is also making it clear he wants Democrats to retake control of the U.S. House and reinstall Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Quote, "My job is to make sure we move the country forward, and I think we can best do that if Nancy Pelosi is Speaker of the House once again," unquote, Obama said Wednesday night during one of two Democratic fundraisers in Pelosi's hometown of San Francisco. Obama, who spent the night in the city by the Bay, has another pair of fundraisers in the area Thursday, or he did yesterday before heading back to Washington, while Obama outlined an ambitious agenda for his second term, including gun control, immigration, energy, and climate change. He also cited the fact that Republicans control half of Congress, the House, and the Democrats run the Senate. The major actions of Obama's first term, his health care bill, the stimulus, and new financial regulations came during the first 2 years when Democrats controlled both the House and the Senate. Regaining the House is the Democrats' top priority in 2014 congressional elections, and that's why Obama is raising money for Democrats now and in the months ahead. And we'll be right back with Crime Stoppers reports. We've got 2 of them, and weather for the Urbana, Illinois area and most of central Illinois right here on NewsView. If you haven't heard yet, Roger Ebert died yesterday at the age of 70, and we covered that a little earlier. I actually attended some of the Roger Ebert Ebert Fest, the Overlooked Film Festival as it was originally known. And he started showing at the Virginia Theater back maybe 7-10 years ago. I don't remember exactly. Saw some good movies he recommended and was trying to give some notice that they needed, that he felt were good. And the Crime Stoppers Bulletin, the first Crime Stoppers Bulletin I have here is Crime Stoppers and the Champaign police investigators are asking for the public's assistance in identifying and locating 4 suspects in a credit card fraud ring. In this incident, the victim, who lives out of town, was visiting Champaign on Sunday, March 2nd. She happened to check her credit card statement the next day after returning home and realized that her credit card had been used to make 2 unauthorized purchases in addition to several more attempts that were declined. She then determined that her entire wallet was missing from her purse. The unauthorized purchases were made at Target on North Prospect Avenue in Champaign. Video surveillance photos were obtained from the store and indicate that the suspects are 4 families. Suspect 1 is a white female wearing a dark coat. Suspect 2 is a black female, thin, wearing a light-covered ball cap and a long black parka with a large fur collar. Suspect 3 is a black female, heavy build, wearing a dark head covering, a dark coat, and dark pants. And suspect 4 is a black female wearing a bright and puffy coat. Suspect 1 was recognized in the surveillance videos by loss prevention as having been involved in another stolen credit card case. If you have any information regarding the identities or locations of the suspects, please contact Crime Stoppers via the following options, which are 217 is the start of the phone number, area code, 373 TIPS, or you can call 373-8477. Those are the same thing. You can also do it online by anonymous web tip by going to www.373tips.com. That's 373tips.com. Or by sending an anonymous cell phone text to the following CC tip plus the information to crimes or CRIMES. That's CC tip plus 274637. The information you provide is confidential. You do not have to give your name or appear in court. Crime Stoppers will pay a reward if the information you provide leads to an arrest. Cash rewards are also paid for information on other felony crimes or fugitives in the Champaign County area. Crime Stoppers Bulletin Number 2. The University of Illinois Police Department is seeking help with the identification of 3 suspects involved in the theft of a laptop and textbook. The theft occurred in the University of Illinois Undergraduate Library Thursday, March 7th. The victim reported he arrived at the lower level of the undergraduate library to study at approximately 11:35 p.m. He left his backpack unattended near a table in the study area while he went outside to smoke. When he returned, his laptop, charger, and a soft-cover textbook had been taken from his backpack. Surveillance video revealed 3 subjects who were in the area. They were observed to be exchanging possession of the laptop, charger, and textbook. At one point, one of the suspects looked at the surveillance cameras and then put his sweatshirt hood up in an attempt to conceal his identity while in possession of the stolen items. The 3 suspects are described as following. Suspect number 1, college-age white male with dark, clean haircut, wearing a black jacket, blue jeans, and white tennis shoes. Suspect 2, college-age white male with dark hair, wearing a black hat, black button-down shirt, black pants, and black shoes. Suspect number 3 is a college-age black male wearing a gray hooded sweatshirt, black pants, and black shoes. In conjunction with the Champaign County Crime Stoppers Bulletin, the agency providing the crime featured in this weekly bulletin will be asked to provide information regarding a wanted subject for Champaign County's Most Wanted. U of I PD recently obtained a warrant for Antoine S. Hibbler for theft. Case number 13CF000521. Bond $10,000. Date of birth 9/19/1975. 37 years of age. Approximately 5 foot 6 inches tall and 165 pounds. If you know where Anton Hibbler might be located, please contact Crime Stoppers, or if you know about any of the suspects mentioned in tonight's Crime Stoppers bulletins, call 217-373-TIPS or 217-373-8477, or go to the website www.373tips.com, or you can send a cell phone text anonymously to CC-TIP plus information to CRIMES, or that's CC-TIP plus info to 274637. The information you provide is confidential. You do not have to give your name or appear in court. Antoine S. Hibbler or any of the subjects, if you have information, call 217-373-8477. Stay tuned after this break for weather. I'm Michael Badger. Have a great night. And your News View weather for the weekend of April 5th, 6th, and 7th. Friday night, partly cloudy skies with a high of a low of 40 degrees Friday night under partly cloudy skies. Saturday, high 68, windy. Saturday night, rain showers are likely with a low of 50. Sunday, 65, mostly cloudy with thunderstorms. And for your Sunday night this weekend, a low of 50 with thunderstorms. I'm Michael Badger, and this has been your South Central Illinois, Urbana, Illinois weather forecast.